This is the 2024 Kia EV9 Land Edition, and in this video we'll take a look at it inside and out. My name is Joko and welcome to Urban Auto Adventures. Before I start with the video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below and join our community of car enthusiasts if you like these types of videos. Now back to the 2024 Kia EV9 Land. The Kia EV9 have several variants of their EV9 models. They have Light, Wind, Land, GT line, and I believe they'll be coming up with a GT version. Now each version is actually dedicated for a specific target audience and offering different specs. This particular version is the more off-road style dedicated version of the EV9 lineup, offering a little bit more of a rugged design as well as rugged and more durable materials on the outside as well as on the inside. Now all of that being said, the car is a little bit dirty, and that is because it rained last night and it's actually drizzling right now a little bit, and the car washes are not working on rainy days here at the dealership, so we gotta work with what we've got. Starting off with our hood, we have a flat hood design just like on the other EV9 models. Our flat Kia emblem right here in the front, LED daylight running lights, our double stacked, vertically stacked LED headlights. We also have our digital LED light pattern here on our front grille, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe you need to have a subscription if you want to change the pattern or if you want to create your own. Moving further down, we have proximity sensors on our front bumper, a front-facing camera right here, our forward collision system sensor right here in the center, and overall a very bold and cyberpunky design of the front fascia. And thank you to Willowbrook Kia for lending me one of their vehicles so I can do a walk-around video for you guys. I'll put a link to their website down in the description if you want to check them out. Now back to the video. So I was just trying to check out the Park Assist feature 2.0 that comes with the EV9, and one of the salespeople approached me and he told me that the Park Assist 2.0 might be a subscription-based feature. And that would make sense because the way it should work is lock the car, obviously, start it up, push the remote start button right here, which will start the car, as we can see from the flashing turn signals. And now you simply push forward or backward to start the car. Now as we see, the vents down here have opened, but the vehicle is not moving, and I'm within the proximity required for this to work. So that led us to believe that this feature might be a subscription-based feature on the EV9 Land, and which is kind of a bummer, honestly. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Looking at the side of the 2024 EV9 Land, we can tell that the EV9 models are actually a very suitable electric vehicle for larger families, mainly because it also has a third row seat, and the third rows are very comfortable for even adults, but we'll take a look at that in a second. We have 197 inches in length, 78 inches wide, 70 inches tall, and we have a ground clearance of 8.3 inches that separates this version, the Land version, from the other versions and gives it that off-road advantage. Now when it comes to the wheels, we have 20-inch wheels with this very futuristic design of our rims. We have this high-gloss grand piano trim here on the bottom of the car to give it a little bit of elegant and modern style, but we also have a plastic trim from underneath to help protect the paint from damaging the paint whenever you are taking it off-roading. Right above that, we also have a chrome trim to again add a little bit of style, elegant style to the overall design. Moving on to our side view mirrors, we have a two-tone design of our side view mirrors. We have body color as well as high gloss black piano trim, LED turn signal on the outside, camera from underneath, they're power folding, auto dimming, heated, and have blind spot detection. Moving on to our door handles are very rugged looking. They come out whenever you approach the vehicle to enter, retract into the door whenever you're driving or whenever you lock the car. Next, we have chrome trim around our windows, a chrome roof rail, and towards the back of the vehicle here on the passenger side, you also have your charging port. So if you push it slightly like that, it will open up. You have regular charging as well as fast charging right here. To close it, you simply push on the button on the inside. Moving towards the back of the vehicle, there aren't that many visual differences between the Land and the other versions of the EV9 model. We still get a very nice and sportish rear spoiler with our LED brake light, a camera here for our rear view mirror. We have our flat Kia emblem right here in the center, the EV9 emblem on the driver's side, and we also get these very nice and elegantly designed LED taillights. down here, we get our rear view camera. On our bumper, we also have proximity sensors, and overall a very stylish and modern looking rear spoiler. And since this is an electric vehicle, we do not have any exhaust pipes. Now, if you want to open up the liftgate, you simply push on the rubberized button down here. We have an automatic liftgate, which is very nice and very convenient, obviously. Looking at the space, we can tell that this is actually more than enough space for your daily groceries and daily activities, even with the third row seats up. On the driver's side, you get a cover for the button so you don't accidentally push the button, I guess, whenever you're loading stuff to close the lift gate from the inside. You also get a 12-volt outlet right here on this side. And on the passenger side, you get a sliding cover for your house outlet back here, the 2 buttons to lower the second row, and you also get this cover for in case you run out of battery or something happens and you need to access the charging port. You can open up the charging port on the inside as well. Right below that, if you open this up, you get a little bit of more storage if you want, with some compartments. This is also where you can find your front recovery hooks here, as well as your tire inflation system. To this side, we also have these covers that you violently remove like that, and you can either store something here with this hidden storage compartment, and you have the same on the other side as well. So you have the same cover that you can remove just like that, and now you have some hidden storage here where you can completely remove it, and you have a cup holder or a bottle holder right here, I guess, which is kind of convenient. I don't know how you would use that, but you can put it back on. If you want to put down the third row, all you do is you pull on the strap, which will unlock the seat, and then you simply push it forward. It has Velcro on the back, so you just stick it to the back of the seat. Same on this side. Very simple and straightforward. And now you have actually room for even larger items. And if you don't necessarily need the third row, this opens up even more possibilities for even larger suitcases and longer road trips if you want. If you want to put down the second row seats, you can do that exactly from here as well, from the passenger side. And you simply push and hold on the buttons, which will automatically recline the second row seats. And now you have this huge space here for even longer and larger items. Now, if you want to put everything back together, you gotta go around on both sides to first put up the second row, pull on the lever, and pull the seat up. And for the third row, you simply pull on the straps, pull the strap, lift the headrest, pull the strap, lift the headrest. If you want to close the lift gate, push on the button, and it will close by itself. Now, obviously, since this is an electric vehicle, we do not have an engine here, but we do have a little bit of a storage compartment with access to your filter. You also have access to your battery and your windshield washer fluid right here. When it comes to the batteries, all variants of the EV9 model have pretty much the same battery. They come with a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery. We have DC fast charging, which will charge up the battery from 10% to 80% in about 20 to 25 minutes. And you have the regular level 2 charging, AC charging, which will take about 7 to 8 hours. The range that you can get depends on pretty much the drivetrain of the vehicle. For example, the light and the wind come in rear wheel drive configurations. The wind also comes in a all-wheel drive configuration, whereas the Land as well as the GT line and the GT come in all-wheel drive configurations with dual motors. Now, obviously, if you have dual motors and an all-wheel drive, that will consume more power, which will reduce the range of those vehicles. So for all-wheel drives, we have 240 to 280 miles, but for rear-wheel drives, we will have 260 to 300 miles of range. The only exception will be the GT variants, which will have an estimated range between 220 and 260 miles, but that is because the GT will actually focus mainly on performance. All that being said, now let's jump inside and see what's on the interior. Sitting inside the 2024 Kia EV9 Land variant, you are immediately welcomed with this spacious interior that effortlessly blends the rugged durability with modern sophistication. Even though this is the more off-road or rugged design of the EV9 lineup, you still get some luxury materials on the inside, like our perforated leather seats, our wooden veneer on our dashboard, this very nice and elegantly designed steering wheel. In overall, you also get a ton of technology features as well as safety and convenience features in this model, some which are not available in other models. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it and take a look at a few of them. Starting off with our passenger side, we have this very deep glove box compartment, which also has a shelf on top of it, and you can store more than just your owner's manual in there. Right above it, we have a very rugged design of our overall dashboard. We have wooden veneer as well as this textile texture leading towards our infotainment system. We have a 12.3 inch in diagonal infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The screen is actually part of the larger screen here, which also incorporates our climate control right next to it, which is also a touchscreen, as well as our digital instrument cluster. Speaking of climate control, I like the fact that we get a separate touchscreen display here for our climate system. But what I find a little bit inconvenient is the fact that whenever you're sitting in your regular driving position, it's obscured by the steering wheel, and especially if you hold your hands a little bit higher, it's completely covered so that you have to lean over to check on or change the temperature. Now, a good thing is you also get physical buttons to adjust your temperature. They're located right here in the center. So I believe that you'll probably be mostly using these buttons instead of this touchscreen display. Above our climate control buttons, we also get touch buttons here on our dashboard, which have a haptic feedback to control our infotainment system. Right below that, we have two USB-C charging ports as well as a 12-volt outlet, and we also have a ton of storage room right down here below. In our center, we have a very nice and elegantly designed center console with this very cool cover that you can simply push forward. You can either use it as a storage compartment or as cup holders. If you simply push on these buttons, we have these things pop out, and now you have two separate cup holders here. Right behind that, we have our auto hold button, hill descent assist, our camera button, as well as our parking sensors button right here. And you also get a fingerprint button right here. You can set up certain settings, and then by simply scanning your fingerprints, the car will adjust the settings according to your liking or according to your setup. Now you also get wireless phone charging right here, and you also have this armrest with a little bit of a storage compartment right here. For our driver, we get a digital instrument cluster. This is very nice and comfortable heated steering wheel, and we have two levels of heat with paddle shifters. We also have physical buttons on your steering wheel to control your infotainment system, as well as your adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, highway driving assist as well. And on the right hand side, we have your buttons to control your infotainment system. Right below that, you get a button for your drive mode selector, and we have 5 drives. We have eco, normal, sport, a customizable drive mode, as well as snow drive mode. Right next to it, you also get to lock your 4-wheel drives, which is what separates this model from the other variants. To the left hand side of the steering wheel, you also get additional buttons to open up the charging port, your frunk, your lift gate in the back, to turn off your traction control unit. You can also adjust the luminance of your light on your dashboard, and an electronic parking brake right here as well. On the right hand side of the steering wheel is your gear selector, and you simply twist this outer portion to put it in drive, neutral, and to push and to park. And you turn it on and off by simply pushing the EV button right here. Now, when it comes to our seats, we have these perforated, heated, and cooled leather seats, which are also power adjusted. We have 2-way power lumbar in our passenger, 4-way power lumbar in our driver. The driver has a, so-called relaxation mode. It's a button that you push and hold, and it will transform the seat into this very nice and comfortable position with the thigh extension here on the bottom, so that you can simply lean back and relax. To get out of this position, you simply push the forward button. It will get out of the position and adjust the seat to your previous seating position. We also have memories for 2 people in the driver's seat, no memory in the passenger seat. And since this is a fully loaded model, we also get a Meridian sound system throughout the entire car, LED lights, a digital rear view mirror, a manually adjusted sunshade here, electronically adjusted sunshade in the back, tilted and sliding moonroof, and a sunroof for the second and third row seaters. sitting in the second row, you are actually just as comfortable as you are as sitting in the front. Plus, you get some of the same amenities that you get also in the front row seats. Now, obviously, it's very spacious here. You get a ton of room around you. Since we also have two captain chairs, you have a ton of room in between the seats. We have plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom here, as you can see. We have also additional storage here inside the door, a very small bottle holder inside the door as well. These plastic cover pockets behind the driver and the passenger seat, and we also get two cup holders with this pull-out drawer that you can convert into like a pull-out table if you want, but if you push it forward, you also get a very deep storage compartment right here. Another cool feature is you can actually adjust the passenger seat here from the back by tilting it back and forth and moving it back and forth if you want to create more space here in the back seats. But I don't know how convenient this really is, especially if you have children here in the back seats trying to rock your chair back and forth. On our seats, we also have two USB-C charging ports here for, if you want to charge your phone, which is very nice. But you also get a grab handle here, LED lights. You get this retractable sunshade here in the back as well, which, makes the experience here a little bit more comfortable, I guess. On our ceiling, we have our temperature control unit, which is physical buttons instead of a touchscreen display, which I actually prefer. Now, when it comes to our seats, we have these two captain chairs with perforated leather seats. They're heated and ventilated. You get an adjustable armrest like that, and you can also move the seat forward and back. And not only that, but for the ultimate comfort, you can also recline it and just enjoy the ride. Sitting inside the third row of the 2024 Kia EV9 Land, I'm actually surprised at how comfortable it is. One of the reasons being is that the seat is actually sitting higher up, which means that I'm sitting in a normal sitting position compared to sitting in a squatted position where the third row seat is sitting lower to the ground, like we have in other three-row seater SUVs. But over here, fairly comfortable even for adults, and I would dare to say even for longer trips as well. I still get plenty of leg room and plenty of headroom, and from what I can see, the captain chair in front of me has also plenty of room in the front as well. In addition to that, I also get a cup holder here, a little bit of extra storage here as well, and a USB-C charging port on both sides for that matter. And another cool thing is that there is a strap to the side here that if you pull, you get to recline the seat even more for even more comfort. Now, if you want to get out and there's no one sitting in the seat in front of you, just like in any of the other three-row seaters that Kia offer, there is a button right here to the side of the seat that you simply push, and it electronically moves the seat out of the way so that you can easier exit the car, or for that matter, enter. You have the same button on the side of the seat so that even younger, smaller children can push the button, move the seat out of the way, and either exit or enter the car, which is very nice. And this concludes our video. Thank you for watching this far. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below if you don't want to miss any future video uploads. And if you want to see more amazing car content, hit one of the thumbnails right there. And I'll see you in our next one. Cheers.